Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel for some more Samurai Warriors 4-2. So we are on the campaign of Promises. So previously we have done the first battle, the defending of Kanto. So this is the second battle. We are fighting with our brother who has become the adopted son of Uesugi Kenshin. However, after the sudden death of Kenshin, they have a dispute between who should actually become the successor in between our brother Saburo, who is now named as Kagetora, against Uesugi Kagekatsu. So this up is the Battle of Otate.
Hojo Saburo は自ら上杉家の人質となった。謙信は三郎を養子とし、影虎の名を与えた。この破格の待遇が後の乱を生むことになる。謙信が後継者を指名せず死ぬと跡目争いが勃発。三郎こと上杉景虎と同じく養子の上杉景勝が相争うこととなった。上杉家のお家騒動は武田、北条ら周辺諸国を巻き込む大乱に拡大。氏康、早川殿ら北条勢は綾御前と共に上杉景虎を助けるべく越後に進軍した。約束の章、ホタテの乱。
みんな来てくれてありがとう。北条を守るなんて言いながらまた迷惑かけちゃったな。
何水臭いこと言ってるんですか。北条の家族の力見せつけてやりましょう。
俺北条から離れて不安だった時に父上や母上に温かく迎えてもらったんだ。だから父上上杉謙信が死んで家中が分裂して上杉家が壊れていくのを黙って見ていられない。俺は景勝と本気で戦う。父上のいた頃の強い上杉を取り戻すために。
良い心がけですよ。可愛い景虎。綾も北条の家族もあなたを支えています。
強くなったわね、三郎。私たちも頑張ってあなたの思い支えるから。
Oh, wow. I guess that's that. So basically we are going to use our Hojo force to support our brother Hojo Saburo, who is now renamed as Uesugi Kagetora, because he's adopted as son of the Tactican, the god Tactican Uesugi Kenshin. And after his sudden death, we're going to be part of a successor, I guess, battle, because who is the, I guess, legit successor, we have no idea. Actually, we do, the history says Kagetora dies, but, you know. So this battle, I kind of find it really interesting how this did not show up in Kagekatsu's campaign. Then again, you know, like Kagekatsu, he is more centered to the theme of generations. So I guess he is written as a character that had hope for the future, had his best intention for the Uesugi clan, as well as his, I guess, next gen of kids like Kanetsugu. So, one little letdown is so far up to this part of the story, the emphasis on Kaihime is a little bit big, although I really like Kaihime. She's just energetic like me, and I'm like her, maybe that's how I should say it, all energetic, never give up, very motivated, etc. Except I don't have that beautiful rack or the skinny body that she has, or her beautiful face, as a matter of fact. But aside from being envious of a beautiful virtual character, really, that's not really the point of me doing this for you guys. I don't know, like, the whole thing in real history is more like Kagekatsu thinks that, hey, dude, seriously. At least I'm half Uesugi. My mom is Uesugi. You're not even part of Uesugi. And your father, Ujiyasu, is not a very peace-loving landlord like he have suggested all the time. He still wants to come back as a bigger leader in the Kanto region. So, after all the, I guess, considerations placed into action, Uesugi Kagekatsu waged war against his half-brother, which technically is not even blood-related. He waged war on our Kagetora, and honestly, I guess Kagetora wasn't such a nice person compared to what Koei rendered him to be. Like, oh, I love my family. I'm going to protect my father, Uesugi Kenshin's legacies. Well, no. Back then, I guess, he may be a nice person because not a lot of things were written about the second generation of Hojo because they have actually died out pretty quickly, like in course of the Warring States. But I'm pretty sure, judging from the fact that historically, the only reason Ujiyasu is called the Sagami no Shishi, which means the Lion of Sagami, which is the part where they actually live in the Odawara region, is because he's actually a very, very fierce battler as well as I guess, a brave and bold person. So, maybe with a father like that, he's probably half fighting for Uesugi's well-being, half probably just trying to get a closer tie with Uesugi so he could help out his pops. We will never find out. So coming back to this battle, I'm actually pretty happy that we actually get to play a newer scenario, because Otate's battle is actually pretty famous for the fact that it is a rare scene in the Uesugi clan. Obviously, because they're not that much a, I guess, greedy type of like landlord, because like you've known afterwards, even though Uesugi Kagekatsu won, he know that they're capable of taking on smaller portions of, I guess, Kanto, but if you're trying to, like I've said on many occasions, going up against Toyotomi after he had the base power from Oda Nobunaga, as well as the support from the, I guess, the dynasty, like the emperor himself, it's really hard to come up against a mountain and you're just the size of a sesame, right? So it's not being cowardly or have no ambition, but you have to really physically calculate and mentally calculate the loss that you might have to suffer if one step became wrong. So obviously, I guess arrogance is not a bad thing if you actually could achieve something, because a lot of people consider the characteristic of like the personality, like the characteristics of Date Masamune to be a little bit arrogant and stuff. It's okay, like it could be a not so well received, I guess, attribute of yourself, but when your arrogance costs much more than your own well-being, sometimes it's kind of bad. That's what I'm trying to say. But I guess then again, I can't blame Hayakawa Dono for, I guess, that type of scenario that the Hojo family have went into after all the chaos. But for somebody that Koei decides to portray her as so, I guess, like deep into the hindsight, who sees through, I guess, the facade and etc., she could have known that in the future it's not a very good choice to actually attempt to fight against the Toyotomi forces. But then again, I don't know, man, like maybe, like, I guess filial piety, I never know how to say that correctly, but you guys know what I'm saying, like the Confucius say thing. It's like basically what your parents say back in the times of their times, especially, is like the freaking rule that it could not be broken. So maybe it's like a type of thing that you have to inherit as a successor to the Hojo family, etc. But like I've said, sometimes overconfidence and a certain degree of arrogance would bring downfall to anyone, not just regimes, but like just people in general. So there's a reason why the Hojo family got wiped out of the Warring States history very early time. So a lot of, I guess, the historical references left behind are actually not technically about the Hojo family. It's like, oh, it's more like about Kaihime, which was later on married to Toyotomi Hideyoshi. So it's kind of sad, right? Obviously, what is left of the history of the Hojo family was remarkable because Ujiyasu actually did a lot of great things. But unfortunately, this 4-2 edition that we're playing right now, because we're already second battle in, so there's no going back, right? Like the other characters like Imagawa, like the, I guess, brother-in-law, is it? The brother-in-law of Ujiyasu? Or is it like the nephew? I don't remember, because Yoshimoto, Imagawa Yoshimoto is actually like one of, prior to the like quick rise of Nobunaga, is one of the more, I guess, powerful landlord, which is maintaining a very strong tie and bond with the emperor himself. And I guess as a relative to Yoshimoto also, it's okay for him to have arrogance, right? Because his political status is already greater than the rest of the other people. So I guess that's part of the contribution to his ego and stuff. But honestly, is he portrayed like a ghetto big daddy like he is in this game though? Like, the character design of Koei's rendition of Hojo Ujiyasu is kind of like a, I know, it's a gangsta bad daddy type of dude. And he happened to use a weapon which is, I never understand why they make it like that. It's just like a walking cane, but you can pull out the cane and it becomes a blade. Also, there's a gun shaft in it, so if you know what I mean. Like, it's really hard because every charge attack is different. Like, one charge attack is the gunfire, the other charge attack is whipping out the blade, and sometimes you just whack him like an old man with a walking stick. Like, seriously, this is called weaponception, if you know what I mean. So obviously, right now, we are gonna have some intruders, and that is the good old Sanada brothers. And you already know why, because Sanada brothers, one of them are best friends with Kamitsugu, so there you go. But I guess back then, the, schism in, ooh, hello Yukimura. So the schism between the whole Toyotomi and Tokugawa thing hasn't been started yet, so they're kind of still good friends, good brothers. Yeah, but you know what? That was so cool. His actual Muso is like a little bit hard to control. If you don't have a wall that can bounce off, basically you will hit your opponent once and you start like jumping all around the place. But if you use his Gokui, like one just now, I guess the blade tornado from his claws are wicked. So yeah, he's kind of strong for a second battle character. Because he took out Yukimura without much like being dented, so not bad, Kotaro. But you know, yeah. So speaking of Kotaro, though, I think like whenever our partner Hayakawa Dono like have a kill streak of 50 or 100, like when it adds up, he was saying, "Oh, you're just like Ujiyasu when he was a kid." So how old is Kotaro? And how old is Ujiyasu for real, though? Because Hayakawa Dono is actually married very early, so how old is Ujiyasu? And how old is Kotaro? I'm pretty sure if I go research I'm gonna find out, but you know, like video game logic never makes sense, so let's just pretend they're almost like a 3-generation gap. It's like generation 1, Fuma Kotaro, generation 2, Hojo Ujiyasu, generation 3, it's gonna be Hayakawa Dono. How's about that? So, ooh. So our little brother knows that there is a slim chance for us to win, so he decides to retreat for, I guess, saving the rest of the followers to him from the, I guess, Uesugi family. But oh my god, I feel so like tired when I hear her scream like that. I'm not saying tired like I'm tired of listening to her. It's more like, damn it, man, how could your voice like be in such a constant tension and pitch? Like, that's really detrimental to your voice. But coming back to the game, so our objectives have changed. We are now supposed to protect whatever we have left to actually escape from the battlefield and probably plan for, I guess, a return in the future. But those who actually played 4 and those who actually know the history, that's not gonna happen. He's gonna get himself freaking ambushed and he's gonna be taken out. But I guess from the Kagekatsu perspective of the Koei rendition, as well as the, I guess, Kagekatsu storyline in 4, it's just like, maybe it sounds like both of them have a grudge against each other, but actually it's like within the clan members, they have a dispute. Like, some wanted to be progressive, like, what was that? Kagetora, some wants to be more traditional, like Kagekatsu. So it's because I guess the political party existing within the clan clashed with each other, so that's the like real cause of everything. But then again, you know, maybe they just justify the fact that Kagekatsu felt really sad about little brother's death, so they wrote it that way. But then again, it's, I guess, historically, Hojo Saburo was only famous for the fact that he actually got taken in as the adopted son of Uesugi Kenshin, but not really much about what he actually did. But the Koei rendition is more like he is a very kind-hearted young man, and well, I guess the content of him facing the like Uesugi family when he first went was kind of brutal. He's like, oh my god, I feel suicidal. Like, I can achieve nothing in life. I am just, I guess, burden to my family. All I could do is become a prisoner of no use. And then, so I think it was in 4 that it's like, oh, he attempted to suicide, and then Ayagosen, the advocate of love conquers hate. No, not for the Pride campaign, but like just love conquers hate in general as a concept. She was like preventing his suicide by like telling him that, don't feel alone. You're at home. Our home is your home. We are a family. The stronger the ties are, the stronger the bonds are. And this is what makes us happy and like united. And he's like, oh my god, mommy! Well, obviously that's an over-exaggeration on behalf of Koei's way to like put things together, but you know, ooh. Kozaka. Is it like Masanobu? I think so. That was one of those leftover Takeda Shingen warriors, I think. But yeah, so like those who already know the history and know what happened in 4, you know, like, ooh. So our final boss is here. So basically those who played 4 already know what's gonna happen to our little brother. He's gonna DIE, so this is gonna be a losing game, man. Reminds me of Amy Winehouse's Loves But a Losing Game. I butchered this song. But yeah, anyways, like, well, it's pretty matching the theme, isn't it? Like, they're talking about family love, and well, love is but a losing game, man. There's a lot of things you can't do, and wow. Like, I don't know, it felt just right to have Kagekatsu to be a quiet person, because Kanetsugu is just like so talkative and so, and he's like, he is one of those, like, I guess a little bit old-fashioned but pretty much a cute little character. I think in the mercenaries mode of 4, like, I played as a female character, and then him flirting with you just makes him like really kawaii and cute and stuff. He's like, oh, like, I don't remember like the process of flirting, but I remember he said something in the final, I guess, like him deciding to kokuhaku, like tell you he likes you. He was like helping out the peasants in farming, so he was actually literally farming himself to it. He's like singing a little farming song, and the song was originally about how you appreciate the nature and you love the nature, but he changed the lyrics and inserted your name and started singing, and the voice actor literally just sung that out, and then he is so cute. Like, although him always intruding in my, like, I guess, encounters with other warriors was pretty like annoying, because I remember there was one scene facing off with Yukimura. He suddenly, like, we were talking about like a little bit, I guess, awkward, almost hinting love type of situation. He just randomly opens the Fusuma, like the sliding doors. He was like, are you guys talking about love? And I was like, I was holding on my controller, almost raging. I was like, oh my god, F off, man. I was like, are you for real? But yeah, I guess he's one of those like jolly characters. But then this 4-2 edition of him in the campaign of Generations kind of make me a little bit heartbroken. Poor dude, he was facing a lot. Like, he's trying to try the best to protect Justice and his friends, but I guess Justice and his friends could not have both. So after he took out both of his friends, he, well, with the encouragement from our Taikatsu here, he found the bravery and confidence to carry on. Wow, Hayakawa, you're actually doing pretty well. Judging from the way I use Taikatsu, he's actually a very strong warrior. So congrats on you actually beating him. Just that I guess her attack range is a little bit too slow. I mean, not slow, but small. If her attack range could just go up a bit, so it would be much easier for me to use her, because her attack and weapon style is a lot like Dynasty Warriors Wocha, because it's a stick passing on projectiles. So yeah, see, that's what he said. He's like, oh, you're such a very hard-working kid. You're like Ujiyasu when he was a kid. And I'm like, how old are you, uncle? So I guess beating up the two main characters from the Generations chapter bought us a win. So we already know that our bro is going to die anyways, but all in all, we've completed the second battle with every single mission completed, which is a good thing, and steadily raising our levels. So awesome thing to do, and we will have to witness the epic moment.
Dende! 影虎様がサメガオ城に向かう途中、お味方に裏切られ無念のご最後。
え？三郎様が死んだ？
嘘。そんなことって。
助けられなかった。大切な家族なのに。もういや、こんなドアホードよ。家族や友達が憎んで争って死んで。
カイ、落ち着いて。
誰も助からない。誰も助けられない。もう逃げたい。戦いたくない。
カイ、情けないことを言わないで。私たちにはまだ守るべき人たちがいる。三郎だって怖かったはず。でも最後まで精一杯生き抜いたわ。ここで私たちが折れてしまったら三郎があまりにもかわいそうよ。
姫様。
悔しいか。
これも乱世だ。あいつを人質にした時にこうなることも覚悟してたさ。
子犬と子熊は吠えていたぞ。
そっとしといてやれ。そのうち乗り越えるさ、あいつらなら。
キセルが逆だぞ。
じゃかしいや。
Well, I kind of now get what is called it, what is it named as the campaign of promises, because I guess their promise is not to win anything. It's more like the promise to stay alive no matter what, because we are a family. The love between us and the bond between us will never fade, even if we're separated. That's, I guess, that's what they meant when, I guess, Saburo is forever not living anymore. So yeah. So next up we have the good old Oshijo, and thanks for watching. See you guys in the next battle.